You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Wednesday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby. I am 1 year off the cigarettes.
A round of applause
Thank
for you, my friend. Congratulations.
It was actually yesterday, and it's weird. Someone had to remind me that it was my 1 year. Like, I really have not been getting the
Who
cravings.
else remembered?
My girlfriend.
Oh.
She's like, hey, congratulations. It's your 1 year today. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, you're right. It is. Thank you. That's awesome.
I am very proud of you. I fucked up because, like, I've sporadically started having, like, drunk darts.
Yeah.
Like, lately. And it makes me mad because I got, like, close to 2 years. I was so close to 2 years.
That's right, because I remember doing your 1 year. We talked about it on the show about how, like, where's my boat? The whole joke about, like, you should have saved up some money.
Well, and it was casually, when was it? It was like, I went to the festival. That's what it was. And I was like, I'll rip some darts with my buddy.
Have a dart here, have a dart there.
And then now I'm the guy that, like, when I'm drinking, I'm like,
Maybe we have a dart?
Yeah.
I honestly do think, and I like to think I've got some semblance of willpower.
Yeah.
And I quit smoking because my kids, like, offered to pay me to quit smoking. There's a whole story.
Yeah.
But I think the only reason that I've gone a full year without having any cigarettes is because I think in that year, I've only had, like, 6 beers.
And I'm not trying to pull you back in, because, like, I'm not smoking, like, every day.
No.
But I've been having these drunk darts.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude.
Dude, I can only imagine.
It's so good to be back.
It's so good to be back. Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah.
You're not back. No, don't say you're back.
No, I'm not back. But I've got like a toe in the water.
Yeah.
Like, you know. I'm seeing if it's warm or not. Like,
You're Bilbo with the ring going, why not? Why
know.
not me? Why shouldn't I have this?
I know. I split a pack with my stepbrother at my dad's wedding.
Oh.
And Courtney was like, come on, you're getting close here.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was like,
treading the waters.
Fuck.
You know what it'll be? What'll
Yeah.
be the true, like, you've gone too far? Is if you start smoking during the show like the old days.
I know.
People don't know. We used to go out for like 4 cigarettes a show.
Oh, yeah.
And we're only on 5:30 to 9.
The one that I miss smoking the most is driving.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
car darts are the best.
Dude, coming back from BC and immediately doing that road trip to go see Mallory, it was just like, I have never driven this far without smoking before.
Yeah. There's people that have seen me, like, out in town at the bar,
Yeah.
and, like, I've had, like, one over the past few months. Like,
yeah.
And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, fuck off my case. Like, you know my name, not my story.
There's
all
a
right?
thin line between keeping you accountable and snitching.
Yeah,
That's where we're at right here.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. And to everybody else, if you see Brock smoking, please let us know by calling the bad line, 1-833-854-2233.
Or if you got an extra dart when I'm at the Toucan, hook it further up.
You can either tell the story or just hook them in.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure, yes.
You gotta shut up sometimes, dude.
What? What the hell did I do to you? What are you talking about?
We had a work meeting yesterday. We haven't had a Zoom call in a while.
Yeah.
We had a Zoom call with, like, a bunch of different radio people across the country. Brother, shut up. Shut the hell up in
I
these
had
meetings.
questions.
You got questions that could be sent in an email, dude.
Listen, I was respectful. I used the little put your hand up emoji like we were in school. I was called upon and I asked tell me you didn't learn stuff from the questions I asked.
Maybe you should have been listening better in the meeting. It's kind of what I felt like on a few of them.
What are you talking about?
I will say this. I'm only saying because I love you.
Yeah.
If you had looked at I know you had your camera off. If you had looked at everyone else's screens, eye rolls coming when you asked your questions there. You were the guy in the meeting yesterday. You were the guy in the meeting yesterday.
I won't lie. When the meeting ended, I had a moment of, was I that guy?
So I'm not wrong.
No, I think
you felt it too.
I feel like all the information that I got from my questions was pertinent for things going forward. Mm-hmm. But you're right, I could have said it.
What's that Batman quote? You either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself the villain. That was you yesterday, man. You were the villain. And I think everyone that's listening would agree with me is that when you're in a work meeting, everyone's like, Let's just get through this.
It's true.
Yeah.
And like,
There's always a Dalby.
I'll bring it up. I said yesterday before the meeting during the show, this meeting could be an email.
Yeah.
And I made it last long. I'm sorry, man. I didn't even think about that.
I don't want to make you feel bad.
No,
and I didn't mean to
but
call you out first thing this
but
morning.
you know what? I think the people, the Dalbys in these meetings, they need to know that maybe they just don't know sometimes.
And you know there's one guy that's sitting in his car right now that always likes to pop up in the meeting. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying this was you, but there's usually like a guy that just like adds on to something just to try and make himself sound smart.
Right. I will say the one thing that I had going for me is I didn't ask questions at the end of the meeting. That guy is way worse than me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm asking questions through the meeting, but there's always that one guy, and whether it's on an online Zoom meeting or an in-person meeting, where you can tell the vibe in the room is we are wrapping up. We are ready to let everybody go back about their day. Just one more thing here. Everybody's in the room is just like, no.
Yeah,
Steve.
if you ever hear someone say, "Can we circle back?" It's like, dude, nah, man, we're going forward.
Yeah, there's no circling. There's no circling. Straight forward to the end of the meeting. Hit the hang up button.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm thinking about it. Everybody hung up real fast. I was the last one in the room. Of
course
that
you were.
Zoom meeting.
Did you have more questions?
No, I didn't have more questions, but I just noticed the guy who was running the meeting was like, all right, thanks, everybody. And you dipped immediately. And then everybody else was like, boop, 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 boop. And it's just my little avatar sitting there. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess everybody was done.
Yeah. The worst is the guy who asks too many questions, the guy who tries to sound smart, and then there's always like the guy who's got to try and like get his jokes in. Sometimes, dude, I know like I'm guilty of that sometimes. But you drag out the meetings, honestly, at points.
Radio people in general, because we all think we're funny because of what we do for a living. Radio meetings last forever because everybody's working on their tight five.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to get their jokes in to be the most memorable person in the meeting.
And everyone gives you half-ass laughs. So like, shut the hell up, dude.
Wait, it's not they want you to shut up. They've got their own jokes they want to get out
I'm
there.
missing lunch for this.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Everybody agrees in work meetings if people could just shut up a little bit more.
Right, let the people who are running the meeting talk. If you have further questions, they can be brought up via email or a conversation after. You can waste your own time after the meeting.
Yeah.
You don't need to waste everybody else's during.
I do like the text that we got in here at 762-555 from Steve. He says, just because I show up to work early and I'm sitting at my desk relaxing does not mean I want to hear about your problems and be your therapist.
Yes, we've talked about this too when we talk about like having like pizza parties and work get-togethers and stuff like that for a significant number of people, and there's nothing wrong with this. The job starts at 9, ends at 5, or whatever your start and finish hours are, and then that's it. You're not looking to participate in camaraderie outside of those hours.
I get where Steve's coming from on this because I've said it before. Just because you work with someone does not mean you guys need to talk.
We do not need to get into the nitty-gritty of our lives with every single coworker that we share a pay stub with. Also, I saw a few people talking about just in general the health and safety department of where they work.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel bad for the health and safety guys some days because, like, sometimes in some jobs, it's just thrown at someone who just works there.
I feel like that's most jobs nowadays. Just the way like the job economy is going and everything's sort of getting folded in on itself. I feel like we're a far cry from people who used to go into
you
health
can
and
tell
safety.
who gets off on the power trip thing
For sure.
right
Yeah.
Some people get these like minor like roles at jobs and they get a little hard from it,
you know what the difference is, or you know how you tell? How high they hold the clipboard. If someone comes into the room clipboard up ready to make some infractions, they're that guy. If the clipboard's down low, they're just like, please just don't commit anything in front of me.
That's very true. Even just like having meetings is one thing, but I feel like sometimes you go into work every day and then you're like, are we having meetings about meetings? Like,
right.
Why are we talking about the same stuff every day?
It's the Doug Ford announcement of an announcement special, but in your workplace on a daily basis.
It's like the guy who asks questions about stuff that you do every day, and you're like, bro, nothing's changed.
We are not reinventing the wheel here.
Yeah.
Like, we do very menial tasks on a regular basis over and over again. And you just got to figure it out. You can't be sitting here every day trying to gather the troops and ask about
Some
it.
days it's hard not to be a dick to people, man. Like when I was in the kitchens, like
Oh God! Especially like that's the thing is if you work in like a really corporate place, it is kind of easier because you can just be in your desk, in your cubicle, in your workspace, away from other people. But if you work on like a job site or like in a kitchen, anywhere where you're in close proximity to your coworkers on a regular basis, it is really difficult to not rip a 3825 at every one of them.
I will say, this is where I'm jealous of, some of the fellas and ladies in the trades. I feel like you guys have a little more leniency with your HR departments.
That's true.
Yeah.
If there's somebody in this office that we want to be like, man, you gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have to have a meeting about that.
I can't call anyone a kitty cat here, if you know what I mean.
You can. One time.
Yeah.
And that's probably it for you.
No.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Have you ever heard the North Ontario theme song before?
Is it just the sound of a mosquito buzzing?
Kind of close.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not an official theme song or anything, but I watched this new horror movie. If anyone likes scary movies, horror movies, you have to watch In a Violent Nature.
Oh, you've been talking about watching this one for a while.
It's got great reviews. It's got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, all that stuff. It was actually filmed up in the Sioux.
Oh, okay.
And the whole thing is based about these people camping in Northern Ontario. I won't give away too much, but at the end credits, they played this song that I have never heard, but I am officially calling this the Northern Ontario Anthem.
Okay.
Here, just listen to this.
'Twas early in the spring when I set out to go to work up in the woods in North Ontario. The unemployment office said they'd send me through with the little Abitibi and the survey crew. And those black flies, the little black flies, always a black fly no matter where you go. I'll die with the black fly picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's like some old-timey song all about the black flies.
It's got a vibe to it. I'm kind of into this.
Yeah, keep
Boys,
listening.
what we're gonna do? They want to build a power dam, so we must find a way to make the little ab flow round the other way. And those black flies, the little black flies, always a black fly no matter where you go. I'll die with the black fly picking my bones in North Ontario.
It's so catchy and it's so creepy at the same time.
That's going to be in my head for a while. I'm going to be at the grocery store later today. Watch me in the snack aisle going, picking my bones.
Yeah. Maybe not the greatest tourism song, but it's very accurate.
Honestly, that feels like, I don't know if you're too young to remember this, but do you remember like the old Super Channel TV channel?
Yeah.
And when movies didn't perfectly line up to the top of the hour, they'd put in like National Film Board cartoons in between. This feels like something out of one of those.
I don't know who did the song, but it's used in the credits of that movie. And then I found this version of it online. And then there's another part. Like, this is a 4-minute song, by the way.
Damn.
Yeah, like there's more to it. This part really caught my attention because it's all about the black flies.
Okay.
Well, the bull cook's name was Blind River Joe. If it hadn't been for him, we'd have never pulled through. He bound up all our bruises and he kidded us for fun. He lathered us with bacon grease and balsam gum. And those black flies, those
Sorry.
black flies.
Hang on a minute now.
He lathered up us in bacon grease. Yeah, you want to hear it again?
Yeah, wait, maybe one more time.
Yeah.
Hang
For
on.
fun, he lathered us with bacon grease and balsam gum. And those black
Just for fun, though.
So apparently, I gave a Google. Apparently, back in the day, they used to put bacon grease on people to keep the black flies away.
Really?
I've never heard of that before. I mean, most of the time, everyone's just like, wear long sleeves and get the
Right.
strongest DEET that you possibly can.
As much deed as the government will let you slather on yourself, but I mean, we'd all smell a little bit better with bacon grease.
It's almost like the greased up deaf guy in Family Guy. That's kind of what we're doing, you know?
That's amazing.
I feel like it's pretty dangerous, too. I mean, if you're slapping bacon grease on you, you go out in the sun, you're probably going to cook, aren't you?
Not only are you going to cook, but I mean, when you're talking about smells, the black fly is not the only animal to be concerned about in old Northern Ontario.
Yeah, might have to worry about the black bear instead.
You might smell a little too delicious.
I don't know if anyone's
heard
heard of this bacon grease remedy before.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've heard people do tons of stuff with their bacon grease before, cooking, all that kind of stuff, but I didn't know kept away the black flies.
I've been told not to put it down my sink. I've never been told to put it on my body.
It's either to keep away the black flies or to kill your enemies. That's
and those are the only two options.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Found up all our bruises and he kidded us for fun. He lathered us with bacon grease and balsam gum and those black flies.
So this morning, because of the Black Flies song, we learned that bacon grease apparently keeps away the black flies.
Which I'm glad that's the direction that this song went, because the song is such a kind of a creepy undertone to it that when she talked about this mountain man lathering them up in bacon grease, my mind immediately was like, oh, this is a bad time.
Yeah.
But it was just to keep the black flies away.
Apparently, a lot of you guys have heard of this remedy before, and so we asked you guys, 762-555, what do you do with your bacon grease? The amount of cooking stuff that people are doing is blowing my mind. Mostly, it seems like most of you are trying to make your vegetables taste better.
Yeah.
But I never thought about putting bacon grease on your corn on the cob.
Honestly, like the way that you take a corn on the cob and sort of roll it through the butter to give it that vibe, now you're putting it through a little bit of bacon
Oh,
grease.
my mouth's watering just thinking about it. Grilled cheese, someone said.
Yeah. Using it to fry basically anything. I did a quick Google search. I actually found you can buy a 9-pound tub of what they say is triple filtered bacon grease. An actual tub of hardened bacon grease that you can then use for things like cooking and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
It's on American Amazon and it costs like $150, but I'm tempted.
A lot of people saying they use it to feed the birds as well.
Yeah. Apparently you can
There's some fat ass birds, dude.
you can freeze it and keep it outside in the wintertime, I think, and then the birds can come and peck at it because it's harder to come by food.
Yeah, I guess.
You'll be the bird's best friend.
Someone just texted and said the next time you make popcorn at home, drizzle some melted bacon grease over the popcorn.
Oh. No, you know what? I don't think I can do that. And it's not because I don't think it would be good, but it's because I think if I do it once...
You're going to do it all the time?
Imagine going from eating popcorn drizzled with bacon grease to then just eating popcorn.
Yeah.
You might as well throw the bowl in the garbage.
It's a dangerous game to play, man.
Even with the corn on the cob one that you mentioned, I'm still thinking about that. I'm still stuck on that.
Dude, cooking my pancakes in bacon grease instead of butter.
Okay. This is a Jurassic Park.
I'm so hungry right now.
This is a Jurassic Park situation of just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Oh my gosh, there's so many. You could make a whole recipe book of just bacon grease ideas. Dude, DIY candles, someone just texted in.
Oh.
Mix bacon grease with wax and wick to create a homemade candle, and you'll get the subtle bacon scent burned throughout the entire home.
Oh, okay, that makes, because I was like, wait, mix it with wax and wick. That's just mix it with a candle. But if you're doing it for the odor, now you're essentially saying that you're going to use bacon grease as an essential oil, as an aromatic for your home.
Dude, I'm down for that.
Give me one of those Scentsy lights that everybody's significant other has plugged into the wall with just a wax brick of bacon grease.
Do you think when you light the candle, you can't be close to it because it'll splash on you?
It'll splatter on your skin. How come your hand's all wrapped up like that? Wife and I got some bacon grease candles.
Dude, if you really want to set the mood with me, set a bacon candle. Oh, baby, you're not going to be sure what I'm drooling over.
I'll send a text to Courtney and let her know.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Leave a bad line message anytime, 1-833-854-2233. We got this message on the bad line last night.
Hey, Brock, hey, Dalby. I know you guys don't usually do requests like birthday shout-outs and stuff like that, but it's my wife Amelia's 30th birthday tomorrow, and I was wondering if around like 7:45-ish on the way, well, while she's on her way to work, could you play that song that's, I don't know the band, but it's I Wanted Amelia, I'm blanking on it. I know it's like a Canadian band. Could you play the Amelia song for my girl Amelia?
I was racking my brain since this came in at like 6:30 yesterday, trying to figure out the.
Wanted Amelia.
That's not it.
I've been trying to figure it out, and I think. Tell me if I'm wrong. This.
Wanted Amelia.
I think, is he talking about Watchman Stereo?
1 in a million.
Okay, we've heard some great misheard song lyrics before.
I wanted Amelia.
This is my favorite.
Wanted Amelia. Wanted Amelia.
That's so good.
I'm never going to hear that song the same ever again, man.
Because at first, I mean, anybody that listens to this show knows on Mondays we do the quiz, and I fail miserably to try and identify songs. So he starts talking about the Amelia song, and I'm like, well, this is all on Brock, because there's no way I'm going to figure it out.
I sat at home, and I was like to Courtney, I was like, what the hell is the Amelia song? And we kept...
Wanted Amelia. Wanted Amelia.
And Courtney's like, well, he's right. There is a Canadian band. And I'm like, there's no song that says Amelia, though.
And I wanted Amelia.
And then you know what it was? You know what it was? We were driving yesterday, and this came on.
You were like, that's the Amelia song.
We looked at each other, and we're like, yeah, it's the Amelia song.
Amelia!
Now, I do feel bad because it's like, this is dedicated to Amelia. Happy birthday, by the way.
100%. Amelia
birthday.
is it's a name you don't hear very often these days.
I just wonder if in their relationship,
Has this song been something that he has held in high regard as like a romantic song?
does he sing it to her like,
Wanted Amelia.
Do you think
Wanted
maybe
Amelia.
she doesn't even know? Maybe she just thinks that he loves the Watchmen.
well, the funny thing is I don't think it's a romantic song. I mean, like, the song's kind of about, like, contemplating life.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's nobody's ever listened to Stereo by the Watchmen and been like, oh my God, this is so romantic.
well, he said they're married. I wonder if they played it at their wedding.
No. Because if he played it at their wedding, he should know what it's called at least,
He's
right?
at least never done it at karaoke, or else he would never say.
Wanted Amelia. Wanted Amelia.
Brother, keep singing it like that for the rest of your life.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, I want to talk a little wrestling this morning.
I couldn't be more immediately on board.
Safe to say, if you listen to the show, you know that one of us is obsessed with wrestling.
Yeah.
It is not me.
No, it is definitely me, lifelong wrestling fan, actual independent pro wrestler for a short period of time. I love wrestling.
All right, I saw this list come up. It was from Bleacher Report. They did the top 50 greatest wrestlers of all time.
Oh, dude, that's such a tough list to put together.
Well, and here's the thing. As I was going through it, I was like, I don't know if Dalby would agree with this. So I want you to take a guess at what they had for the top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time, if you want to give it a shot.
Can you tell me just, is it based on... No, never mind. That's not going to work. You're just going to end up giving me answers. Okay.
So just think of 10 wrestlers. Who would you put in your top 10? I'll give you a ding or wrong.
If they're on the list or not.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Well, I mean, the first one's got to be Hulk Hogan, right?
Hulk Hogan coming in at number 10.
At number 10?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So that's your parameters, I guess.
Holy cow.
You got Hulk Hogan in at number 10.
Is Daniel Bryan / Bryan Danielson on?
Not in the top
on the
10.
list? Okay, I thought
Not in
maybe
the
that
top
was
10 at
thought
least.
maybe that was the way they would be going. Bret Hart got to be in
Bret
there.
Hart, number 1.
Okay.
So you got Bret Hart at number
Right.
1, Hulk Hogan at number 10,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold at number 2,
Shawn Michaels in the top 10?
at number 8,
Wow, okay. Undertaker.
Undertaker at number 4.
This list is weird.
Yeah.
Mick Foley.
Didn't crack the top 10.
Not in the top 10?
No.
Triple H?
Not in the top 10.
Interesting. CM Punk.
Not in the top 10.
Is The Rock on there?
The Rock is in at number 7.
The Rock is number 7.
You've got number 9, number 6, number 5, and number 3 to figure out.
Oh, Ric Flair.
Not in the top 10.
What?
Not in the top 10. Not even in the top 20, actually.
Sting.
Not.
What world are we living in?
I knew this would piss you
Where these
off.
are not the top 10.
We still need the number 3, the number 6. Actually, the number 3, number 5, number 6, and number 9.
Oh, my God. John Cena.
John Cena is number 5.
Okay. Brock Lesnar?
Not in the top 10.
Shouldn't be. He drew a lot of money, but... Oh, my God. Rey Mysterio.
He's just outside the top 10.
Come on!
Can I give you a hint for one?
Please do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Okay.
Number 3
okay.
for there. So you've got number 6 and number 9 to figure out.
Number 6 and number 9. Did we say The Undertaker was in there?
Yes, number
Is
4.
Kane in there?
Not in the top 10.
That's probably fair. I'm so confused. This list feels like
I
it
can
could
tell
be
this is pissing
anybody
you
now.
off. Number 9 is dead. I guess that's not much of a hint for wrestling, is it?
There's so many people that could be.
He wore a kilt.
Oh, Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Kurt Angle in this list?
No.
He's not in this list.
I'll be honest with you. Number 6 is a guy I've never heard of.
That doesn't narrow it down. You watched wrestling for a very specific period of time. Bruno Sammartino?
Yes.
Wow.
That's it. That's it. Who the hell is that guy?
He's like he's old school. He's like one of the longest reigning champions of all time. Back when he was like the WWF.
Would you agree with this top 10?
Absolutely not. This is insane.
Watching your face.
Any
during this
top
whole
10
thing.
of wrestling where Hulk friggin' Hogan is number 10 is crazy.
Yeah. I think that sex tape brought him down a few pegs, maybe.
You think that was it?
And said that leg, yeah, look at that leg drop in a whole different view now.
Him and Bubba the Love Sponge's wife really hurt his ranking.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
One of the biggest things that happened at the Donald Trump-Joe Biden debate a few weeks ago was when they started arguing about their golf games.
Oh, my God. It was so frustrating to
Donald
watch.
Trump has officially challenged President Joe Biden to a round of golf. Check this out. He says that he's going to give Biden a 10-stroke advantage.
Wow.
And he says that if Biden wins, he'll donate $1 million to any charity of his choice.
I mean, the problem is Trump lies about everything, so you really can't even trust him. And Biden cannot put himself in a position where he could lose this because it could literally cost him the election.
I will say this, though. If they were to stream this, I know I'm not wrong, this would legit break, like, viewership records.
100%. You know what? Let's take it a step farther. American politics is such a circus these days. Stake the election on it. We don't need to have America vote.
The winner of the golf game becomes the president.
The winner of the golf game is the new president of the United States. We could do another election in a year and let people change their mind if they want. But you know what? Let's just go into it. Let's go full circus.
I also just want to see it because I think watching it would make me feel a lot better about my golf game.
I've seen Donald Trump, who owns many golf courses, swing a golf club, and I'm like, no, I'm at least on par with a former president.
Dude, give me that 10 handicap. I take it for sure.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Got a wild story for you coming from Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Of all places. A man in Ohio was arrested after a series of break-ins early yesterday morning, including at a pet store, where when they arrived, a bunch of the animals were set free roaming around the store. They presume that was intentionally.
Yeah.
And when police found him, they discovered 4 hamsters in his pants.
In his pockets or?
No.
In the trousers?
Yeah.
Did they ask him why?
They didn't give an answer on that, but I do love the police. They gave an interview after the situation.
Okay.
We say it all the time. We never know what to expect in our job. And one day, you're running after a suspect. The next day, you're running after a ferret or a bunny.
Something tells me that interview is not going to inspire many kids to be like, I want to be a cop when I grow up.
My thing is they found 4 hamsters in this guy's pants.
Yeah.
Does the pet store still sell those hamsters?
Oh.
Because, like when you go to the grocery store, if I was to steal something and you caught it, they're going to throw it out.
Right, yeah. If you stuff a cucumber down your pants, they don't put it back in the produce
Do they
aisle.
have like a discount for whoever wants to buy these, these ball hamsters?
Gently used,
Yeah.
I believe is the technical term. I'm not saying they were only gently used, or they maybe would have been more heavily used.
Do they at least give them a bath, do you think?
You have to, right? Yeah. Maybe what you do is you don't sell them. Maybe they're free to a good home.
Imagine working at the pet store and seeing some poor family come in and the kids are holding them up to their face and you're like, oh God, you guys don't even know.
And
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store. With all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.